Dear colleagues, hello. I'm Dragica TOMESKA, PhD candidate at the Faculty of Economics at the University St. Clement Ohridski at North Macedonia on Department of Marketing. It's a great pleasure to be part of this international conference. I would like to thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to present our paper that is co-authorship of me, PhD candidate Dragica TOMESKA, PhD Snezana OBEDNİKOVSKA, PhD Margarita JANESKA, and PhD Karolina ILİESKA. The theme of the presentation is customer perceptions on the use of modern electronic banking services in the banks of the Republic of North Macedonia. Internet has changed all aspects of businesses and clients, especially within the bank sector. Main result is greater efficiency and effectiveness in all bank transactions. We know that e-banking has become one of the key services which, if properly implemented, can increase customer satisfaction and it can give the banks a competitive edge. Knowing the related significance of service quality dimensions can help the banking industry focus on what mostly contributes to customer satisfaction. E-banking has become an integral part of the global financial environment. The improvement of technology and financial innovations make the e-service in the banking sector the most influenced part of this study. Our literature review reveals that these aspects can be grouped under efficiency, reliability, privacy, security, responsiveness, and communication. Next, I will present the several strategies for electronic banking advancement, modern banking services. Contactless payment. The advantages of the application for contactless payment are following. Possibility to make payments with a phone instead of a card wherever there are POS terminals with the contactless payment method. Possibility to make payments without active internet connections, and quick, simple, and secure payment at a large number of points of sale throughout the world with the most up-to-date technology for payment and protection. Contactless payment via smartwatch. The contactless payment service with a smartwatch is a service created in the spirit of today's dynamic time, intended for people who are always on the move and allows making payments even in the absence of a wallet, payment card, or a smartphone. In our country, the Garmin Pay service of Halbank is available, and it allows fast and simple payment with a Garmin watch. And now it is also available for the users of Visa cards issued by Halbank. Another strategies are the use of ATMs. Automated service give companies a good opportunity to provide new models of service strategies and development of new services. Innovations regarding the offer of ATM services refers to the cash payment services known as cash-in. Users of debit and credit cards have the opportunity to pay cash into their account at a large number of visible marked cash-in ATMs located throughout the country. Another modern strategy are internet and mobile banking. The internet and mobile banking enable the customers to use a large number of banking services whenever needed, at any place and time, 24 hours a day, completely independent of the bank's working hours. Another strategy is electronic identification. The latest achievements in terms of digitalization amongst banks in the Republic of North Macedonia refer to the availability of electronic identification through One ID application, which provides easy, secure, and fast access to a huge number of products and services from anywhere in the world at any time. Electronic identification is a state-of-the-art digital solution with a high level of confidently to access banking products and services online. The electronic identification service is currently available only at a commercial bank at Skopje throughout One ID mobile application. In this paper was conducted empirical research on the customers' perceptions on the use of modern electronic banking services depending on the correspondent bank. According to the research methodology, we can say that in order to research the customer's perception on the use of modern electronic banking strategies depending on the correspondent bank, the survey method was used and combined questions of different types were used. The data were obtained through an online questionnaire that contained closed-ended questions, and a Likert scale was used for certain specific questions. The questionnaire was created with Google Forms and was sent via email to the respondents. 188 respondents answered the questionnaire. The questionnaire covered respondents from the region of Pelagonia. The questionnaire, which were used in the research, consists of two parts with a total of 15 questions. The first part of the questionnaire contains 3 questions related to the information about the respondents, according to sex, age, and education. The second part of the questionnaire contains 12 questions that refers to the use of particular electronic banking services by the respondents depending on the correspondent bank. According to the analysis of the research results, we can say that the first group of questions refers to the sex, education, and age of the respondents who answered the questionnaire. In this paper, there is a separate analysis of the answers from the second part of the questionnaire, which refers to how much the use of particular electronic banking services depends on the specific correspondent bank, and this analysis aims to see if there are differences in the responses by clusters, that is, by sex, age, and educational structure of the respondents. Based on the research, the following 2 general hypotheses are put forward. First, the use of modern electronic banking strategies depending on the correspondent bank does not depend on the customer's education. And the second, the use of modern electronic banking services, electronic banking strategies depending on the correspondent bank does not depend on the customer's age. And the separate hypotheses arising from the general hypothesis are the following. The availability of the service, payment of public service online, significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of service online transfer significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of the service changing card limit online significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of the service card blocking or unblocking online significantly influences the choice of a bank. The availability of the service online card compliance significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of the service opening standing order online significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of the service purchase or sale of foreign currency online significantly affects the choice of a bank. The offer of co-branded cards by some of the banks significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of the service contactless payment with a smartphone instead of a card on POS terminals significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of the service cash-in available at ATMs of most banks significantly affects the choice of a bank. The availability of the service payment for public services without any commission or printing of balance statements for transaction account to the bank's digital kiosk significantly affects the choice of a bank. And the last, that security systems of a bank during internet transactions with cards significantly affects the choice of a bank. After the research is conducted, we can present the results according to the two general hypotheses. According to the first general hypothesis, we can present the conclusion. Since the calculated test is greater than the critical table value, it can be concluded that the use of modern electronic banking strategies, depending on the correspondent bank, depends on customers' education, which means that the hypothesis is rejected. The statistical conclusion is the first general hypothesis is not accepted. According to the second general hypothesis, the conclusion is the following. Since the calculated test is much higher than the critical table value, it can be concluded that the use of modern electronic banking strategies, depending on the correspondent bank, depends on customers' age, which means that the hypothesis is rejected. The statistical conclusion is the second general hypothesis is not accepted. Since the calculated test of all variables is much higher than the critical table value, it can be concluded that all the separate hypotheses are rejected, which actually confirms the results of the two general hypotheses. Next, I will present the conclusion of the research. Based on the conducted research, a number of conclusions can be drawn related to the use of modern e-banking services and the dependence of their use on the correspondent bank. Namely, individuals are well acquainted with some of the services and they use them extensively, such are electronic and mobile banking for making payments for public accounts and online transfer. Some are less well informed and use services such as credit card blocking and unblocking service, card compliance, opening a standing order, and purchase or sale of a foreign currency, use of co-branded cards, smartwatches, and digital kiosks. For those respondents who are better acquainted with and use modern e-banking services, the choice of a bank is important. Regarding the cluster analysis, it can be stated that there is a difference in the customers' attitudes regarding the relevance of separate banking services and their use depending on the correspondent bank, according to the customer's age and education. In order to eliminate the barrier of the use of modern e-banking services, face-to-face communication and educational techniques could contribute to better informing the citizens about the benefits and ways of their use. By doing so, we can say that customers would increase their knowledge about the types of contemporary electronic services, their opportunities, ease of use, and security aspects. Thanks for the attention.